Welcome in. It's York Chats, and today we are joined by Erick Brekke, a firefighter and EMT with the York Fire Department. Erick, thank you for joining us in here today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
And tell us first a little bit about October, which is, we're recording this on the final day of September, but when this comes out, it'll be October. October is Fire Safety Month. Tell us a little bit about kind of what that means and obviously with your line of work and how important all of the announcements and just getting that word out is for the everyday people.
Yeah, we enjoyed talking about fire prevention. October is a good month. We have a lot of tours for children, so we get to teach them about fire safety, show them the station and the trucks. They always enjoy that. But we'd like to get it out to the parents and let them know what they can do to make sure they're as safe as possible going into the winter months. And when you kick on the heater, you got space heaters, that kind of stuff. We want you to be safe when you use them.
Yep, I'm sure it's always, I'm sure it's always a fun time though to head to the schools and get the kids all excited, and maybe they obviously can learn a little bit too about, fire safety and stuff like that. But getting to see the kids' faces and them getting to enjoy some different aspects of your guys' career, I'm sure is fun as well.
Absolutely.
Erick, tell us a little bit about what is your background like as a firefighter EMT? When did you get started? And can you give us a little bit about your beginnings of this career you're in?
Yeah, I joined the volunteer fire department back in 2008 and immediately started taking my EMT class, got that EMT license, and then I got my Firefighter 1. Then I got my Firefighter 1 certification, and I served for 4 years as a volunteer, and then I went ahead and applied to become a career firefighter and was hired in 2012. So that's been 12 years. And just last year, I went back to school and got my advanced EMT, which allows me to do a few more things for patients that we see. So it's been a journey, and I've enjoyed it. You just keep learning and getting experience, and I love going to work every day.
When did you know you wanted to be in this line of work? Did you know it was 2008 or a little bit before that? Was this always part of your hopes and goals as a career growing up?
Not always. I was always curious about it, and then I finally joined the volunteer side of it and got to see what they do day in and day out, and eventually kind of trended towards that, kind of coming to the end of my last career and coming into this one, and I got a great opportunity, and the city of York was kind enough to hire me, and it's been a great experience.
What sort of changes have you seen with the fire department here in York over the time you've been here? Have you seen a lot of changes within maybe the personnel, the workers, the firefighters who come in and out, the volunteers? I'm sure there's a lot's kind of changed over the last 16 or so years.
Yes, definitely. We had quite a few long-term career guys that were on for quite a while, and it was great to learn from them and just tap into their experience in the line of work. And just over the last few years, we've had quite a bit of turnover, retirements, and it's been great to be kind of that career guy that's looked up to instruct these new people and make sure they know what to do. It's been great training everybody up. Goes for the same on the volunteer side.
Yeah.
We've got great training for volunteers. So that's one of the big changes, is kind of a turnover over the last few years. But another one is that call volume has continued to just rise and rise. And just a couple of years ago, we were able to go to 5 career staff per shift instead of 4, which has helped with the call volume. And that was nice enough that the city saw a need and went ahead and implemented that. Mm-hmm. So those are two of the big things. The turnover and call volume has really went up.
What could you tell us about recruitment for not volunteer? We're not talking volunteer recruitment, but recruitment for the folks in your department with
Well, over the years, it's been extremely competitive to get a career firefighting job. But as with all other jobs, it's getting harder and harder to find people for the positions. And so we're reaching out to further distances to get people to apply. The current position we're filling, we did a bonus for a medic that is going to be hired. So that brought in a few more applications. That was good, but it's becoming more of a challenge to get qualified applicants. So that's been a challenge, but we're still making it work and doing all right in that regard.
Well, is there anything else with the fire department, with the Fire Safety Month coming up in here in October, or about recruitment, getting people on board? Is there anything else that we'd like to highlight or talk about that's going on here this month or later this year?
Yeah, anyone listening to this, I wanted to touch on a couple of things that they could do to make their home and their family safer. One of the biggest things, the lowest hanging fruit, is working smoke detectors in their house. At least one fire detector, smoke detector per floor is a good thing, and even a carbon monoxide detector in their house as well. You can get a plug-in one with a battery backup. And I used to say, well, if you don't have, natural gas heating or a natural gas water heater, you don't really need a carbon monoxide detector. But that's really not the case. We've had a couple of instances where people have pulled into their attached garage and left their car running. It's an all-electric house, but they had their car running and carbon monoxide levels got extremely high, and that is dangerous. So I just recommend everybody have both a smoke detector and a carbon monoxide detector.
And of course, as we're going into a colder time of the year, it's important that there could be malfunctions, right? Things could catch on fire, making sure that those are all working and in good condition. It's very important.
Absolutely. You should check your smoke detectors every month or at least every other month. Always set up an escape plan. Make sure you talk to your children about, okay, first case, you go this way. Second case, you always want to have two ways out. Just talk to your kids so that they're not scared about it. That's what we love about seeing the kids down at the station. They get to see us in our gear, so they're not frightened when we come to a call to their house. They know to come to us instead of hide from us. So we just want to get the word out that smoke detectors are the single most way of reducing fatalities in fires. I mean, if you have a working smoke detector in your house, you're 55% less likely to have an injury or death in your house.
Very important. Erick, thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for coming in here today, talking with us about with the York Fire Department Fire Safety Month here in October. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.